So we have one last question here that we're going to address. Sorry for the delay and the cutoff. I had someone come to the door and then I had some problems with the second recording. So for our question here, we are addressing what is the area of the below shape. So this is our shape. We need to take into account that first, we don't have any grid lines. So we're not going to be able to count like we've done in the past, whereas with this triangle we were able to count the height and the base just based on the squares. We don't have that option here. What we do have are the coordinate pairs. So what we're going to do, when I want to find the side, or the length rather, of a side of a shape that is rectangle and parallel with the grid, which is all you will see on these examples, these types of questions. What we need to do is look at what is in the coordinate for x and the coordinate for y in each of the two coordinate points, so at the ends of the line. So this is one end of my line, I go across, and this is the other end of my line. These are the coordinate pairs associated with that. I need then to cross off the ones that are the same. So my coordinates for x are -2 and 2. Those are different, so I don't cross those off. My coordinates for y are 2 and 2. Those are the same, so I cross them off. Then I'm going to look at the values that I have here. Now, because they are in two different quadrants, we have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Because these are in two different quadrants, I'm going to add those values together. And again, it is the absolute value, the distance from 0. This is 2 units away from 0, and this is 2 units away from 0. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. So my length here is 4. Now, I need to find the length of another side, because when I'm finding area, I need to know length times width. That gives me area. So I'm going to look at another side, not one that is parallel, because that would just tell me the same information, but one of the perpendicular sides. So I'm going to look now at this side. So I have my point here, going to my point here. I'm going to erase this because I'm going to be checking again to see the coordinates for x and y in both pairs. See which ones are the same, so I can decide which ones to cross off. Here we have x and y. X is 2, x is 2. Those are the same. I'm going to cross those off. And it's a good thing I erased what I had written before, otherwise I'd be confused about what to write, or which coordinate to pay attention to. And then for y, I have 2 and -2. Those are different, and they're also in different quadrants. Because they're in different quadrants, I add the absolute values together. And again, the absolute value of -2 is 2. That gives me 4. So my width is 4. Now I'm going to multiply length times width. So we have 4 times 4. I'll multiply that with the parentheses. I know that's multiplication. That's going to give me 16. So 16 is my area. One thing to remember, we did not see it in this example here. If the coordinates are in this same quadrant, so if we were to scoot this over and we were to make a shape, say right here, and we would say this is 1, 2, then I would subtract the values. So in this case, I'd be subtracting the value of x and x. So that's 2 minus 1. This would be 1. Remember, if the values are in the same quadrant, you subtract. If they are in different quadrants, like ours were here, you add.